Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And this video will be titled, Is This a Problem? And the reason I say that is because T-Mobile's business, again, on fire. They just had their quarterly earnings call. They're growing on the enterprise side now, the biggest quarter in company history for enterprise growth. They did 6 straight quarters in a row, 5+ million new customers. They added customers at no additional cost than what was already accounted for with the promotional offerings. They said their promotional offerings is flexible for a competitive quarter, which Q3 and Q4 were very competitive, as you guys seen. Verizon even cut their EBITDA down to gain customers. And we all know AT&T has also cut their plans and added more value. And then also, again, T-Mobile is taking legitimate share in the industry from everybody. Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, the cable guys. So they are taking growth from everybody. But what has relatively remained flat for T-Mobile is their capital investment. It hasn't significantly grown and it has not significantly decreased. It has stayed relatively flat no matter what growth T-Mobile has posted in the last 4 or 5 years. And that what I think is the issue going forward. If T-Mobile were to become a standalone, that 5.5 to 5.8 billion is not enough anymore. It's just not. It's not enough now. There is 1,000% justification to increase CapEx just based on their standalone growth as it is now, if needed. But T-Mobile said during the call they feel very comfortable with where the capital investment is now, and that's just what we're going to have to go with. Again, they're banking on this merger to go through with everything that's ongoing currently. They want to push this merger through. Most of T-Mobile's orders right now for upgrades and additional panels are on hold until Q2, which is in a couple of weeks. A lot of people have emailed me saying, hey, I have noticed a slowdown. Nothing's really happening on T-Mobile. Some are saying on Sprint. That's because there has been a hold until Q2 because they are expecting the judge to give his final ruling any day now. So they're hoping he does so before Q2 because there is going to be a strategy change up on this approval. So right now in Q1, there isn't anything ongoing. Perhaps some things that have rolled over from Q4 are still being completed, but anything new in terms of coverage expansion, more 5G expansion is not happening until Q2 because they are waiting on the judge's approval. That's literally what they're waiting on right now. So in Q2, we're going to see either a strategy change to integrate networks under the new T-Mobile, or if the judge says no and we need an appeal, then we're going to continue seeing the 600 megahertz rollout and T-Mobile make use of the 5.5 to 5.8 billion of CapEx that they have planned for. Another thing Neville said during this earnings call, he says CBRS will not be transformative. He says it will be another spectrum, a small cell spectrum layer, as we've known today, the LAA. Spectrum. It's 3.5 to 3.7 gigahertz. He says due to power limitations, it's just another small cell layer, so nothing transformational there. Also, he mentioned the DSS vendor delay. It's a major vendor that's delayed. About 80 to 90% of T-Mobile's network is Nokia, so I would presume that this is a Nokia delay coming from Nokia. And they were also delayed for the Band 14 rollout back in 2017. Nokia also had a big delay. So Ericsson seems ready, Nokia not so much. But since T-Mobile's network is largely operated by Nokia, it seems that that's the vendor that is undergoing the delay. And it also looks like T-Mobile could possibly be spinning a promotion on Verizon's recent marketing during the Super Bowl on them saying, our 4G is faster than your 5G. And then Neville's response was, well, we're gonna, you can always find a slow spot for any carrier if you look hard enough. That was pretty much his response. He's telling the truth. Everyone has bad spots, but perhaps in certain markets, there just isn't a big enough bandwidth layer on 5G low band to really increase the speed stat significantly over what LTE can produce nowadays. That's just a fact. I mean, some of that is corporate talk, or what they say on the earnings calls. It's just a fact. You just can't you can't change the physics. It's just a fact that bandwidth layer that's low is just not going to outperform LTE as we know it today. So those are just a few updates that I wanted to push out. Of course, there's another Un-carrier. Right now, not too hyped, excited about it. What else can they possibly do? If you have any ideas, leave that in the comment section, of course. There's not much they can do anymore on the Un-carrier. They've done everything that was transformative. The industry has already switched over now. Everyone else is including value onto their plans. Verizon's doing Apple Music, Disney Plus. AT&T is going to do HBO Max. They've already done the Spotify. So the value proposition, T-Mobile may still have an edge. Sprint right now probably has the most value proposition if you dig really deep. Amazon Prime, Hulu, Tidal, Uber, all that. I think Sprint owns the value proposition if we want to be honest and dig real deep. But again, this is a problem for T-Mobile. If that is another big Un-carrier and they stay or remain standalone, I mean, where do you put all those customers? T-Mobile is said during the earnings call, they kind of bashed Verizon and they said, look, Verizon is growing the business by cutting their EBITDA. That means they're spending money to gain customers onto an already loaded LTE network. T-Mobile's network now in a lot of areas is loaded as well. They have the most market share if we're counting prepaid and postpaid in El Paso, a big Hispanic market. They have the biggest market share in Los Angeles, another Hispanic market because of prepaid and postpaid. They're growing huge in New York, in the boroughs, in the Queens, the Bronx, the Brooklyns. They're growing. They are growing, overselling the network, as we've talked about, and it's showing proof that their network is also slowing down. They are not the fastest nationwide carrier anymore. They are gaining scalability. So that's all the stuff you have to take into consideration when you listen to T-Mobile. Some of it is corporate talk, but then, I give you guys more of the reality. Although it is working, the marketing is working. It's resonating well with the industry. They're marketing the 5G the right way. It's creating hype. The average consumer is like, hey, the 5G is actually here. And Verizon's 5G is not everywhere. But is there really a performance difference? No. When you get to a 5G signal from Verizon, you get a real performance generation leap. With T-Mobile, it's not so much. Now they're making the argument, yeah, if we get this Sprint deal, we can incorporate the low band, mid band, and the millimeter wave to give you that awesome 5G experience. I mean, yeah, so be it. That could be the case, but the merger is not approved yet, so we're still waiting on that. So if you are new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section down below. I just wanted to present that to you guys from more of a real consumer standpoint, not that corporate talk. Kind of give you more of a real honest spiel on this whole thing. So again, make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow all of the Tech Life social media outlets for more updates. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.